Hey guys, what's up? Um, Real quick, I just got off of work. I just wanted to make a quick video because it was fresh on my mind. I actually got done just watching, or I should say listening on the way home to Shady J's new podcast from the Game Chasers. If you have not seen that, make sure you go check it out. It actually looks like something new he's trying to do. It looks equivalent to Pat the NES Punk's podcast, the CU podcast, which I'll be referring to with this too. And if you haven't checked it out, go check out the Game Chasers. Obviously, I'm sure you know who they are if you're here. So you probably already know, but just in case, go check them out. It's pretty cool news, and it got me to where I wanted to come home and make this video real quick. So they just put up a video, him and 8-Bit Eric and Jordan were talking about the Twin Galaxies situation. And I had heard about the Twin Galaxies situation already when I was watching the CU podcast. And then I further looked into videos in on it. Because, man, it's a really sad day in gaming when you're into high scores and you're into things like I am and being authentic and just being a good person. That's something I'm into every single day. It's something I practice every single day, is constantly in different situations, always being a good person. There's not enough of us out there, especially when it revolves around gaming, which is why I do my giveaway videos and this and that. So I kind of wanted to talk about my intake on everything and just where I'm at with it. And if you're not familiar with the situation, I'll go over it real quick, but if you're watching this, I'm sure you know about it. So Twin Galaxies is this company that was established to keep track of high scores. And what you do back in the 80s when you had like an arcade score or something like that, or if you were playing your Atari or something like that, you could go to these headquarters or these certain spots where they were playing, and you could either have a ref watch you play, and if you set a high score, obviously he'd put you in the books, or they had ways of taking like Polaroids and just a lot of different ways to try to do high scores, but there wasn't a whole lot of selection back then because I want to say you couldn't record anything. This is back in the 80s, so it wasn't as simple as popping your phone up or your camera up and doing it that easy. Usually it was a Polaroid with a picture on it and needed to be verified in some way. And basically what happened is there's a guy named Todd Rogers that set a whole bunch of records, and he's kind of like a legend with the video games and all of the high scores and this and that. And basically, with today's tools, they were able to dissect something on Dragster, specifically on the game Dragster, where he had a score that could not happen. It's not even in the game's code to make it possible. So, there was people that were basically lying for him and this and that is basically what it came down to, and that were in Twin Galaxies. But see, the thing is with Twin Galaxies is it was kind of like the good old boy crew, is how Pat the NES Punk and Ian said it. It was the perfect way. It was obviously kind of like a club, and these guys were probably very cool with each other, so they'd let a lot of things go, and I'm sure they left a lot of things out. It wasn't really fair. And it's all starting to come out, man. And now they're questioning Billy Mitchell. And because the guy, Todd Rogers' scores, as you probably know, got taken off completely because they had to. Because, I mean, they proved on another game where you're a plane and you're flying through barns and stuff like that. And what they did is they took the coding out of the game to get rid of all the things that stop you from flying and that slow you down. And so basically they just never-ending flew the plane, and the plane exceeded the high score, and that high score wasn't even as big as Todd Rogers' high score. So basically, once again, Todd Rogers had a score that's not even in the coding. It's not even possible. And then they found out Todd Rogers was a ref, and he was putting in his own high scores and things like that. It's really ugly. It's really, really ugly. It's not something that I think's funny. I know there's a lot of like memes about it. There's a lot of jokes about it. It's one of those things that now I'll go on. Now they're getting a hold of Billy Mitchell, who set the record for Donkey Kong. That's what he's most famous for. I'm not sure if he has any other records. I wouldn't doubt it. But he was a part of Twin Galaxies as well. And now they're questioning if he played on a real arcade that had the actual board it was supposed to have. And just questioning everything about it because they know how fucking shitty stuff is, obviously, because they found it all out with, what's his face, with Todd Rogers. So now they're questioning everybody, which they should. I mean, people aren't doing the wrong thing by questioning some things now. A lot of things are very suspect now. And so Billy Mitchell, I think I heard the story right. I haven't read up on Billy Mitchell's part of it because it's actually very new. But, like, one thing I always wondered, like, when he was at all these conventions and stuff, I always see that Billy Mitchell's at all these conventions. It's like, yet he's never playing any games. Like, I never see him, like, why don't he try to, like, beat his score? Or why don't he try to match his score? Or even come with, like, very close to his score? Well, apparently they asked him to play it live, and he's saying no, and he has, like, a recording or something. Well, when you have a recording, man, it's like me when I'm playing. You don't know if it's 100% authentic. And I'm sorry, if it's not 100% authentic, then it doesn't count. Because this could be, like, I could be playing Battletoads right here and say I'm doing some speed run. Well, maybe this is not an actual Battletoads Double Dragon game. Maybe this is a fake one that was changed in some way and modded in some way that's going to help me have a better time. Or it's easier, like people have less health points, or I have more health points, or vice versa, whatever. And basically that's what they're questioning with Billy Mitchell is, was your stuff real? What'd you play on? You were playing on this thing in your garage and you took like a picture of it or something. Like, how do we know your arcade wasn't just specially made to give you this badass score? I mean, how do we know you fucking did it? You know, so, and I'm not sure. I could be wrong on what Billy Mitchell's part is. I didn't read up on that. This is me coming home from work and just it being in my head and saying, okay, hey, I'm going to make a video about it. But guys, basically my intake on it, even if Billy Mitchell is like innocent and he really did it, which I hope he did really do it, man. Because it's like, people nowadays have like, obviously not just nowadays, obviously back then too, nobody's got any integrity. Everybody's about cheating. I mean, it's in sports too, man. Everybody's about cheating. Everybody's about just having the fame, and they just want the winning, you know, trophy of it all, and the reputation. They don't care about actually doing it. Like, if I'm sitting here playing a fake game, this is why I record and do it the way I do it, because I don't want to play an emulator. I don't want to play on a Retron. I don't want to do any of that stuff because I want 100% authentic. I want to play on a tube TV. I don't want to play in HDMI. That's just me. And I don't get that. If you're chasing a high score, which is a pretty serious thing, why wouldn't you feel the same way? Why wouldn't you be the same way? Why wouldn't you want to have more integrity knowing that you really did it? Like, why would you want to be like a cheater for so long? What are you getting from it? I mean, really, what are you getting from it? You're getting some popularity, which is, I'm sure, cool when you're a teenager. But now you're to the point where if you're Billy Mitchell, you can't admit that you lied. I don't blame them for lying at this point because you've been lying for so fucking long that you'll look fucking stupid, man. You're going to look retarded. And you're ruining it for every other person that has high scores from back then. Because now they don't believe any of those either. Because now everybody's suspect. You know, it's just like the steroid thing in baseball. Once one person got caught and Barry Bonds blew up into this thing, they start questioning a ton of people. And all these people's homers and all these people's records. And not just homers, but a lot of things. And it makes it to where it's like when it happened in baseball, it made it to where I didn't really want to watch baseball. Because it's like, man, what's real and what's not? What's fake and what's not? When the refs got caught cheating in the NBA, they got caught betting on the fucking games. It makes you not want to watch it, man. Because it's like you feel like it's all fixed. Like, I might as well go watch WWE and just watch determined matches. I might as well just go do that and be into that. The fun thing with sports and stuff like that is not knowing what's going to happen. And in games, when you're into games like I am, the cool thing is that these people set these high scores and maybe you try to beat it and you see like, damn, dude, they're really fucking good. I'm not even coming close. Or, man, I'm coming close. I'm just as good as the best guy. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, and this happens a lot. I actually put up a thing on my Instagram a while back when I was playing versus Super Mario on the Nintendo Switch. It was like the arcade archives, and they have a high score thing on there, and people like mess with the high scores and they hack it. And I put up a thing about it saying, why are people hacking the high score? Like, when you become #1 on arcade archives on the Nintendo Switch, you're not getting anything. It doesn't even say your fucking name. So you're getting no nothing out of it. When you would play Call of Duty back in the day, I still remember, and people would like hack the leaderboard to where they had like 1,000,000 kills and stuff, and it's like, why do that? Like, why do you feel cool doing that? It's just dumb, dude. Everybody knows it's not real. You're not getting money for it. You're not winning a trophy over it. You're not getting any fame over it. It's dumb. Like, why? I just don't get it. At least with sports, I can understand that, you know, if their career is starting to get to the end and they take steroids and now they're hitting homers and they're staying alive and they get to keep playing and teams don't want to get rid of them, that makes a little bit more sense because they want to make money. You know what I'm saying? And the refs betting and stuff, they're making money. It's still, don't get me wrong, it's still really, 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 really shitty. It just makes more sense. There's a motive. When you look at something like Todd Rogers and stuff, you're like, why? So you could be this fake-ass teenage kid that has some high scores? I mean, we're so into it, and I love video games, but at the end of the day, does it do anything for you? It don't do shit, man. Like, why are you fucking worried about it? Why don't you authentically do it so that you can feel good? Like, one of the things I did recently that made me feel really good was I beat Battletoads. Now, if I would have beat Battletoads using warps or using a Game Genie or whatever, if there's codes for it, I don't know, it'd be fucking stupid. I wouldn't even feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even feel accomplished. I wouldn't feel completed at all. So, I don't know about how further I'll go into it, man, but it's a really ugly thing, and the more things that come out about it, the more, guys, I'm sorry, if you're speedrunners, if you're anything, I don't believe anything anymore. Especially when it's like you watch a speed run and it's like on their computer and everything and it's keeping track. I don't believe any of it. You could just be playing some emulated version of the game that's easier. And like, remember if you guys ever keep track, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, they came out with that Punch-Out where you could sit there and knock out Mike Tyson with a 10 count. And it's impossible. You can't. The game, it's not in the coding of the game. So obviously somebody was playing a different version that was modded or emulated, and it's stuff like that, man. It's like, it all comes back to people making fake games and this and that. But the thing is with high scores is, because even making fake games, you're getting money for it. You're fucking people over, but you're getting money for it. There's a motive. So I can understand it, even though it's really ugly. I can understand it, and it's nasty and ugly. But okay, I get it. You're some poor ass dude that doesn't want to work, so you gotta fucking try to screw everybody over, and that's how you live life, maybe. Okay, there's plenty of you. It doesn't surprise me. But when you're just doing it for like high scores, it's fucking stupid. You're not getting anything for it. Cool, man. My name's on the high score list. Nothing happens. You know, if you cheat at a tournament, say you go to like a big ass Smash Bros tournament and you cheated, at least maybe you won money. There would be a motive. Like, I'd still think you're a piece of shit, but I'd be like, okay, like, yeah, you couldn't really win, but you wanted to win this fucking $10,000. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, you're an idiot, but still, okay. You know, it's I don't get it. I mean, Todd Rogers, he had a little thing where he's in the Guinness book. So your name's in this big, thick book. Okay? My name's in Pat the NES Punk's book. It says Daniel Nathan Denny in there. Yeah, I helped him do his Kickstarter. Yeah. Okay. You know, it's same thing. My name's printed in a book. Cool. That's pretty much what Guinness is. Awesome. I mean, I just don't think that's an achievement. I don't see, that's not a motive for me to cheat and know I'm a fucking cheater the whole time. Like, know that, yeah, I'm not as good at that game. Man, I hope nobody challenges me at that game or wants me to play live, because you know what? I didn't really do it. You know, I hope nobody wants me to play Contra because, I really didn't know Death Run that. It was recorded. How fucking stupid. Like, you're just setting yourself up to look like a douchebag, like Todd Rogers looks like now. And you look like an even more of a douchebag because it's been like 30 fucking years, man. 30 fucking years of you being a liar. That makes you have no faith in anybody, man. I have no faith in anybody with high scores now. Those high scores mean nothing to me. They mean nothing to me. And now if you guys go watch Jay's podcast about it, if you haven't already watched it, go look up Game Chasers. Or, I'm sorry, the Shady J Show. The Shady J Show from the Game Chasers. And he has a podcast. Watch it, because they make a really good point. Jordan was going apeshit. And he was really right about a lot of things. Like, you're going to have to fly a guy out, and you're going to have to play on a certain machine, and you're going to have to go to a certain place. A bunch of bullshit's going to happen just to have a fucking high score that really means nothing. So you're going to go through all this effort for nothing now. For nothing. You're not going to fly the guy out and the guy's going to go, yeah, hey man, if you do this, I'll give you $1 million. No. At most, what? You'll get invited to a couple conventions or something, maybe, or your name will be in a book. Cool. I mean, I think it's cool if you really do it. It's just, you should really do it, though. And now it's all fucked, man. It's all fucked, and it's shitty, man. I've been wanting to do this video for a while now, and now that I came home from work listening to Jay's thing, it's just, wow. Wow, man. It is shitty, man. It's really shitty. Because all the people that I'm in a community with, a big amount of them are just these huge fucking ego-chasing cheaters. That's what it is. So, it's just, I had a little chip on my shoulder coming home from work. Hopefully you go watch those videos. And there's another video where the guy actually dissects like what he did to figure out that Todd Rogers was cheating. And as good as the video is, the guy did a great job. Great job. It's sad, though, at the same time. Because, guys, say what you want. I take video gaming very serious. I like it a lot, dude. I spend a lot of time doing it, and I'm never going to stop doing it. So, high scores are a thing that I go for sometimes. On our Arcade Archives, I was playing a couple games where I was going for the high score, and I've done pretty well. And it's like, now I have to wonder that it's just all the people that go on there and cheat, and then how many people are still cheating without you even knowing it. See, you're chasing a score that's fake. Like, I thought about at one point trying to get a Donkey Kong machine and just working at it. Because, I'll be honest with you guys, and I'm not being a douchebag right now, I promise. But when I work at something hard, and I really want something, like video game wise, like if I really want to beat something, or I really want to know Death Run something or something like that, I can usually achieve it. Because when I really want it to do it, I feel like I have the talent to do it. I would have really liked to chase Billy Mitchell's record. I was literally wanting to get a machine at one point. This was years ago. Where I don't even really like Donkey Kong. It's an okay game. But the fact that he had this high score, I was like, man, I kind of want to just try to beat it. I don't care if I'm working on it for years, man. I want to see how close I can get to it. I want to see, like, I want to dissect what did this dude do and how long did he play. Like, dude, I'll fucking take vacation and play all week once. You know what I'm saying? I'll fucking go hard. If I know I can do it, I'll fucking do it, man. And I'll try to record it or take pictures, whatever, dude. But that's the fun of it, man. That's so much fun to just see how close you can get. And now it's like you got to know that, oh, am I chasing a bunch of bullshit that some dude wrote on a paper and put in a record book? So don't you feel bad for the second place guys that are like, when you look at Todd Rogers' stuff and he has stuff that's literally like 10 times better than the second place guy, don't you feel bad for the second place guy? The guy probably stopped playing the game thinking, this guy just beat my score by fucking 10 times. I mean, I gave it all I got. That's all I got. When really the motherfucker won. He won. He should have had first place the whole time. And then everybody else that was close to first place, like a little bit within it, like say somebody had 500,000, they had 350,000, it would have made it a lot more believable. But when Billy Mitchell or when Todd Rogers comes in there and has 10 times the amount of scoring like Centipede or something, you're going to go, all right, most people are going to throw up the white flag and be like, okay, yeah, he wins. I'm going to try a different game. I mean, I don't think I can beat that ever. So that's it, though, guys. Let me know what you think.